All right. So this is for just a simple boffer like this. It's probably one of the easiest ones to make. They're almost always safe. There's still a chance that if you do something wrong, it can be dangerous, but these are very, very hard to not get to pass safety. And is why Jeremy and myself will recommend making these first if you want to get your hand starting, just get the use of the tools and what it's like to work with this material before you go into something more detailed, like making it out of L200 foam, like what I do with my more detailed weapons. To get started, this is the supplies you need. I recommend duct tape. It's not a necessity, but I just recommend it. Athletics tape. This is going to be your wrap down here. As you can see, I need to repair this one. This is going to be your wrap. It's going to hold the sock in place, and it's going to cover your core to give you a nice grip so you can fight without like rubbing your hands raw. You're going to want heavy-duty clear packing tape. This is basically what you use to water seal your poo noodle. It works really, really well. I also use it to hold down the topper to them. You can also use contact cement to hold down your topper if you want. I've never needed to, and since I have to repair Gloom Hollow's weapons constantly, it's easier to just tape your topper down like this. If you are going to use it, you want a contact cement like this. Wellwood is good. So is barge. Barge is much easier to find than Wellwood, since this is technically hard to get in California due to different licensing and stuff like that. You're then going to want your sock. Your sock is going to be what goes over your core or over your poo noodle. It can be any color you want. Gloom Hollow uses orange, just because none of the other LARPs on site use orange, and it's just a nice, like, hey, that is clearly a Gloom Hollow weapon. And then, of course, you're going to want a poo noodle, just your normal poo noodle. This is an inch one. You don't want the really, really thick ones. You want something lighter than that. You can use multiple different varieties of cores, but I honestly recommend using a golf club, and it's a particular type of golf club. I know I've recommended this before. This is a fiberglass core or a graphite core. These are hollow, lightweight, and all you have to do is take the top off here, and you have yourself a very, very long weapon, or whatever size weapon that you need. And this one in particular could be a size of a small two-hander to a large standard. This is one that I'm repairing. Again, here's the old sock. It has the tape around the bottom of it. As you can see, it's the excess I cut off. This is one I'm repairing. So this is what I meant by a capper. So as you can see right here, this foam has been, over the last 3 years, just basically worn through. It's not a stab safe one, but it just kind of happens. This rubs and rubs and rubs and rubs and rubs, and eventually you're going to have this give out on you. Let me take this off. Can't find my stand, so give me a second. This is actually a good way to show how long the poo noodle will last with the layer of tape over it. This is a 3-year-old weapon. This weapon in particular I have re-socked twice, and it's one of the first weapons that we've had for Gloom Hollow 3 years ago, and we actually used it in other LARPs before then. And as you can see, now is the time that I would repair this, but it got a good 4 or 5 years of heavy use before it needed to be repaired. So this is a method that I suggest that you do. This is using just simple craft foam, so stuff you'd get from the 99-cent store. You can use a roll of camping mat, which is what I recommend using. And basically what you're doing is you're just thickening up your core in certain key points, so top, middle, bottom. You don't need to do the entire thing, don't need to waste materials like that, to basically fit a poo noodle in it. So let's see if I can line this up. Yeah. So this one needs, since it's older, that foam's older, it needs a little bit of a touch up so it doesn't get wiggly. So just probably one more layer is what I'm going to need to do for this, since it is old. But that will make it, when you put it into the noodle, nice and firm, and it won't slip and slide and turn around. You need to do that, otherwise you will not be able to have a safe weapon, basically. in my opinion. I know some people just leave it loose, but I don't like it when they turn and twist. I feel like it can get caught on something. If anything, you want your top, right around the top, right about here, to be thicker, and then your bottom right around here to be thicker as well. This is just about how thick you want whatever foam you use to add your cappers, your stoppers, basically here and here. You only need it about that long because all it needs to do is just wrap around the core. It doesn't even need to wrap around all the way to make it snug. Alright, my noodle is on my core. As you can see, it's on there firmly. It will not rattle. It will not slide off very easily, which is what you want. I'm now going to use this tape again and going in, you know, this way, long ways. You're going to want to wrap the entire thing with this tape, and that's what this is. You can see it's still on here. You can see that there's like dirt trapped underneath there, but all in all, the foam has not, outside of just normal wear and tear, is still good. It's been through rain, dirt, mud, everything you can think of, and it's still good. So that's what we're gonna do with that. Oh, something that I like to mention is that I'm overly cautious with my tops. So what I do is I use this up and down, and then you can use either more of your pool noodle, where basically what you want to do is take your pool noodle, cut off about that much, and then cut it in half this way, so you get basically 2 crescents, and then you take one of those crescents and you put it over the top here, basically capping it off, and then I will do another layer of this tape over that cap. I like using, just because it's a little less bulky and it looks a little cleaner, this is camping foam mat. A lot of people use this to make weapons out of. This is what a lot of people use their caps for. This is what I used to make my caps out of it. That's what this is. This worn out piece of foam used to be from this same exact sheet. I've had this sheet for a very long time because all I use it for is capping. So yeah, you can do it though. You can glue your cap on before you do the tape or after you do the tape. It's up to you. I like doing it after just because it makes a little bit of a nice seal up at the top and kind of unifies everything together. Alright, so as you can see, this is completely taped down. My top is on there. It's nice, it's firm. As you can see, the difference between the years, like, do you see that thickness difference? This is the same exact foam, same exact mat. I've had this mat since I've moved with this mat like 6 times. Same one. As you can see, this is what happens. It just wears down. It's normal. It's what you want. You want this to wear down versus this breaking or hurting someone. But it's completely wrapped. And the last step, because you're pretty much done, is to put this sock back over it. Take my athletic tape, fasten it down at the bottom, rewrap the core, and this one doesn't need a replacement on the bottom, and it's all good to go. This is kind of hard to show with one hand, but this is what you want to do with your sock. You want to pull it tight, cut off any excess. You really don't want it any more than like that far down, and even then I try to get it to like right here. So since it's an older sock, I might end up cutting off some more. But what I like to do is I like to twist it like this, fold it in on itself, then straighten it out just so it looks all nice and smooth going up. And then I'll wrap it again with the athletic tape and it'll be good to go. And there we go. All done, newly wrapped. It's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to wiggle, it's nice, it's soft. The top's safe, that's not going to hurt anyone anymore. And it doesn't rattle, which is what you want. So yeah, super simple, relatively cheap. The pool noodle's $2. The athletic tape for a 4-pack is like $8. The tape itself is like $4. The core you can get at a Goodwill or a secondhand store for about $3 to $4. The socks are probably going to be the most expensive because you have to buy knee highs and they come in a set. So yeah, you can probably do it for under $50, probably less if you're thrifty.